Welcome back, everyone. We begin here in our second half hour with a special Flint City Council meeting that will be held tonight. One of the topics expected, the water rate increase Flint residents face imposed by the Great Lakes Water Authority. Also, a new police contract has been approved and is expected to be discussed tonight at the meeting as well. And joining us to talk about all this, Mayor Sheldon Neeley. Mayor, good to see you again.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be here once again.
Yeah, let's talk about this water situation. And again, you know, it's like you see the water rate increase from the Great Lakes Water Authority, and what's next for the Flint residents that have taken so many hard hits when it comes to that word water? But you got a plan.
Well, absolutely. You know, people need to understand really what this is.
Yeah.
City of Flint as a whole has a water provider, which is the Great Lakes Water Authority, GLEWA. And as bulk, they sell water to the city of Flint. And they're increasing the cost as they sell it to the city of Flint. We're working now to offset that so we won't have to pass on the cost to the end users, the residents like myself. And so we put money into a special fund, the Water Stabilization Fund, and tonight City Council has to vote on that $1 million going into that stabilization fund so cost increase won't have to be spread through residents like myself inside the city of Flint. And so I'm very optimistic. I'm hopeful Council will pass this resolution, meaning that no increase will happen with the residents, but we definitely have a plan and we're putting it into engage activity, so no cost increase for residents.
Yeah, and GLEWA, the Great Lakes Water Authority, they raised the rates for other municipalities. It just wasn't Flint, right?
No, it was several municipalities for their users, and it's about 6% across the board. But this really hits hard because this is the second increase in the last 8 months.
Exactly.
But we put money into the Water Stabilization Fund, $2 million the first time, proposed right now from the administration, my office, for another $1 million. So residents won't have to receive an increase. You know, I believe water is a human right, and we're going to fight for the residents to make sure we not only stabilize the rates, but push the rates back.
Yeah. And as far as you want to switch gears and talk about the police contract, this is a pretty big deal.
Absolutely it is. You know, Flint went through so many challenges. You know, financially we're doing so much better. You know, we passed 6 balanced budgets, and now, you know, the people who make us safe in our homes, the first responders, police officers, they made less money than our out-county counterparts and less money than other law enforcement agencies throughout the state of Michigan. Now we're right-sizing that. So we became into negotiations with the police officers union. We ratified a contract getting them to level with other law enforcement agencies. The biggest raise that the law enforcement officers is in front of City Council right now, and they voted on it. And first time in history, where 100% of the collective bargaining unit, the union, has voted in support of this. And this gets us on par with everybody else in the state of Michigan.
And forgive me, we were talking during the break, this is the biggest increase?
The largest increase in Flint City history for officers, because they have been for so long underpaid as it relates to the universe for law enforcement officers. And it's not an extraordinary lift, but we have to keep good officers. It's just not a job, but it's a career. And to keep good people in these positions, we have to be able to pay them accordingly with the market rate. And
talk about the market rate, other departments across mid-Michigan, the state really, it's hard to find police officers, so you need to keep these officers, and you think this will help?
I know it will help. You know, when you get a 100% ratification vote by the officers themselves, they want to be here, but they have to feed their families. They're just like you and I. We work an everyday job with the cost of everything, water, heat, you know, rent, mortgages. And we have to pay these individuals for doing these jobs that we all desire them to do, keep us safe. And so tonight's that's in front of City Council at this special City Council meeting, along with the water stabilization money, a very important meeting. And I'm so happy for, you know, President Candace Mashat called a special meeting into position to get this stuff going and get us moving. And Flint is continuing to recover. We're doing so well as a community, but we need like-minded thinkers. Yeah. You feel both will pass tonight? I'm prayerful that both will pass, and but residents need to know what's going on in their government, and we must push them to be able to do the right thing for us. All right. Flint Mayor Sheldon Neeley. Always good seeing you.